First sunset of the year. And I'm just noticing that life has a really interesting way of showing us what what we really are avoiding, the thing we're not wanting to do, which is usually our core purpose in life, to be here, to do, that we're sort of afraid of what will happen and what will open up when we do it. And for me, it's letting loose all of this material that is like brewing. It's getting closer and closer to the surface, about the new story of burnout, my new story of burnout, what I really have to contribute. And I think why I avoid it is because I feel like I have to pretend to know that there's some sort of pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, or something beyond this darkness that redeems the whole experience and makes it totally like a gift that can be recognized as such. And I don't have that. What I have is my own story, and what I have is all of the ambiguities of that story, and I have the celebrations of what I've learned in my story, and also the devastation and confusion of what was lost. And so there's the memory of that alongside everything that's growing up. And that's what's real. So there's really the faith for me, or the trust that's being called upon from me, is that that's it. I don't have to wait until it's the perfect solution, the be-all end-all for this, or till it's something that could make me famous or laudable in any way or revered. The only thing I have to do is to really tell it like it is, which is actually one of the most difficult things for me, because again, I don't have any kind of solution. I have what I've learned. And this idea of sharing without being the teacher is really foreign to me. I'm learning it. I'm surrounding myself with practitioners of that, people who are good at that, people who invite that kind of sharing naturally. I just have always been in a position of being in front of the room, the star, the leader, in the sense of, look at her, how she's doing it. And teachers use me as an example, and it was always very awkward because it distanced me from the other people in the room. But that became my comfort zone. So this idea of purely sharing knowledge, insight, information, lessons without saying this is the way you should do it is a brand new practice for me. And that's what's holding me back, because I know that what I am here to share is not something, it's not a business, first of all. And I'm so thankful to have met a teacher who acknowledges that he's made the choice, that he's not in this to make as much money as possible from it. He's in this to start communities, touch hearts, and do work with real people who are going to work with other real people on the planet. And there's a business associated with it, but it's it's just another model that I'm seeing, and that feels to me much more about education and sharing, within an infrastructure rather than using a lot of the traditional internet marketing methods. So I've realized that what I'm here to share is not a straight business in that sense. There are certain tools that are very valuable to use in the sharing that allow me to reach more people at once. But the skill that I'm now building by choice is this way of sharing that doesn't say, I know how you should do it, or follow me, let me give you a grade on your paper. And there's a whole world of learning and sharing that happens that way. That is simply new, that's all. And therefore uncomfortable. And I know that this series of videos is my writing process for the book I've been avoiding now for 5 years. But it's coming into focus by this process of getting real, getting into my true feelings, and speaking about those revelations in the moment. And the camera has really helped me to be very in the moment about it. And I've noticed it in the last few days. For some reason, it's been, I think, just more scheduled activities and more outwardly focused things where I'm not as in my feelings. I'm not as in tune with the subtle difference between being with a thought pattern and an agenda and being in my heart with what I feel and what's wanting to be transformed. And I'm really feeling, I know the difference. So I know that in the last few days I haven't been in that total depth of feeling place. I've been more at the thought pattern level place. And I'm really looking forward to coming back down to the heart and finding what comes from there. So, not a bad first day of the year. Not a bad first sunset. Not a bad first moon that I'm looking at. But so much of it is about doing the thing you don't want to do. As David Whyte said, start close in. Take the first step, the one you don't want to take, not the second step or the third. Start close in. Take the step you don't want to take.